When one truly sets out to reach paradise, committing one's whole self to following the Lord, it becomes clear. The path to paradise is not made up of only lilies and pillows. We just heard Jesus began to show his disciples that he must go to Jerusalem and suffer greatly and be killed. Our path to paradise is paved by way of the cross. Our Lord paved that path, not by lilies and pillows, but by the way of the cross. Likewise, for us, you and me, to reach paradise, there's only one way, and it's not by way of comfort. The path to paradise so often is not pleasant. It wasn't for our Lord. It won't be for us. Jesus says it plain and clear. Whoever wishes to come after me must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. The thing is, in our fallen world, this broken world, the question isn't whether I will suffer, but how. Think of the bishop of Biloxi, Mississippi, the time of Hurricane Katrina. Many of us would remember how devastating that was. I think some 90% of this diocese churches were significantly damaged. And he was asked, Bishop, did the hurricane bring people closer to God? His response, it depends on the person. Some have become more bitter. That's the way of the world. But some have become better, more holy. That's the way of Christ. That choice, how I will shoulder suffering, that choice is ours. The world does not offer us much support there. It's Christ who shows us the way. If we follow the path of Christ, if we become joined to him, joining our sufferings to this altar, the bitter sufferings of life are made sweet because of where they bring us, to whom they bring us. Paradise, where Christ reigns. Take any difficulty, any suffering, shouldered and brought to Calvary with Jesus, joined to this altar. They will become for us the path to paradise. To be Catholic is to be another Christ. Not just to know about Christ, not just to share with others about Christ, but to be Christ. And to be another Christ is to shoulder the cross, to join our Lord in carrying the cross together to Calvary. And that's why there's nothing more beautiful, nothing more inspiring than to see someone suffer well, to bear the crosses of life well. Because in that, we literally see Christ. That's why, for me, a young priest who really hasn't faced such a great deal of personal suffering, There's nothing more inspiring than seeing individuals suffering well. Because it's there I see Christ. And there I see the greatest joy. That's it, the greatest joy. The greatest love. For us to ask, who in our lives has given us that powerful witness? I think of St. John Paul II, who suffered so visibly in front of the whole world, not hiding, but persevering with joy. I think of my cousin Michael, who for 4 years, up to age 28, suffered from brain cancer, and how beautifully his wife cared for him at his bedside. I think of husbands, wives who have persevered amid all the trials of married life. Only married couples know the trials of married life. 40, 50, 60, 70 years. I think of individuals who live with same-sex attraction, who, as the Catechism so vividly puts it, strive to fulfill God's will in their lives, choosing chastity, uniting to the sacrifice of the Lord's cross the difficulties they encounter. For engaged couples who remain chaste until their wedding day. For those who are in marriages with strife, who even may be separated, divorced, who remain in that state. This is just a sample. Just thinking, how many crosses are there? As many as there are people. All of us have suffering. Question is, how do we bear it? In this day and age, in this world, going through these individuals just briefly described, these are heroes. Heroes of love. And our world needs heroes of love who carry the cross well. What a gift it is to be Catholic, to be called, invited to live as another Christ.